Oh, hi there. I'm Amber Estenson. You might know me better as That Midwestern Mom. Northarvest Bean Growers Association asked me to help share the journey of beans, from seed to stovetop, and I'm inviting you along for the ride. Next stop, Crookston, Minnesota, to reconnect with Northarvest grower Eric Samuelson, who is going to show us what harvest looks like for a bean grower. So join me as we learn about harvesting beans. Well, Eric, thanks for having me back out to explain harvest. What are we looking at here? There's a lot going on here.
You bet. Well, Amber, welcome back. It's fall, and it's harvest season here, so I've been working on combining my navy beans this year, so I got you out. We're gonna finish up harvest today. So this is our international combine with a 40-foot flex head. We use this to flex our navy beans off, which is essentially we're cutting them. We're gonna run them through the combine, clean them, put them in a truck, and send them to the elevator.
Probably this is the closest I've ever been to a combine, so yeah. Can you walk me through what all happens here when you harvest the beans?
Okay, when the beans are ready for us to combine, this is what we call a flex head. We will, in essence, we'll slide this header right along the ground. Our sickle here does the cutting of the plants, so it's gonna cut the plants off. If we were operational, the reel would be down and spinning. That's gonna take the beans and throw them up on our belts, which in essence brings the beans to the combine, into the center, and this is what we call the feeder of the combine. So when the dry beans hit your drapers up into the feeder, into what this combine is a rotary combine. It's basically a big cement mixer. The rotor turns around like this, and in there, that's where the beans separate from the vines. When the combine's full, then we put them in a truck and they're ready for market. When we get going with this 40-foot flex draper, we're traveling probably about 3 miles an hour. So in essence, from the time they're cut and up into the grain tank, a matter of seconds.
All right, so what do I get to see next in this process?
Well, we'll walk around to the other side of the combine. I'll show you where the beans go from the header into the clean grain tank and the unloading auger, and where the trash comes out the rear end of the combine. So I mean it'll show you the whole process of how the beans get into the tank.
Great.
Well, Amber, let's take a look at what the combine actually does to get the beans up into the clean grain tank, okay? What we're gonna do today is show you, like I said, we talked about the beans coming through the feeder and off the header. This is what we call the rotor. This drum is going to be circulating or turning. The clean beans are going to drop through those grades through what we call concaves onto a clean grain pan. The beans are going to go back through a series of what we call sieves. They shake and separate the clean beans from the trash, the pods, the vines and everything. This machine is designed to spread our residue evenly. It takes a matter of seconds for the beans to get off the header, through the rotor, and up into the clean grain tank. And once our tank is full, our hopper on the combine, we will throw out our unloading auger and dump in the truck. Well, Amber, if you're all set, we could go take a ride in the combine. We'll get some beans combined.
So, what are we looking at here, and what are we gonna learn?
Well, this would be the inside of the combine. And this one, like Sammy was saying, or Eric was saying, it's a little bit more advanced than the older ones that we've ran before. So there's a lot more going on up in the cab, since we can adjust everything from up here versus down there. This is like my main screen that I'll be watching when I'm combining. This shows all my gauges, my information throughout everything. So it shows what field I'm in, how many acres I've roughly been doing. And then this one is the main one that I watch when I'm actually combining. It shows, like what Eric said here, it can show me my roughly yield, my moisture, and my header tilts. Like this header can actually tilt left and right if I bump on a hill or in more of a steeper ditch. What the height of my actual header is, my engine load, how fast my rotor's spinning, how open my concave and my rotor are, my fan speed. And this shows me like what my sieves are sitting at, how open they are. And then here is roughly what your combine is telling you, where if you're starting to lose some beans off your combine, whether it's your sieves or if it's actually in the rotor itself, and what step, and then you can try to dial that down and get it as close as possible. So it's just more adjustments that the combine lets you see and can do all from the cab. And also them cleaning sieves that he was talking about that all the beans would fall through, I can adjust all that from in here, and it pops up all on my screen as I adjust it on the go.
Okay.
And then what I do is I kind of keep an eye on, this is back here, I can see all the beans coming in, and I can kind of keep an eye on them to see if they're starting to crack, or if I got too much, say like pods or like trash in there.
Yeah.
That's when I start adjusting my sieves and stuff to get this as clean as I can, so when it goes to market, it's the cleanest sample that we can provide for them.
Okay.
So this is just a basic iPad. It's new to us this year. This system is called Field View. And what it does is it just data logs all of our, basically the information that the combine is telling me. So like here you can see all my yield throughout the whole field. I can change it to where it shows me my moisture and like, you know, how fast I was going. And it just, basically it's a tool for us to go back and look about what the yield and what the beans were running and all that stuff. This is a pretty big machine, but you know, would you want to drive it?
Yeah, I think I have to.
Perfect.
Does this thing got a cup holder?
Oh yeah, we got three actually. We got 3 cup holders.
All right, what do I do?
So, see that key, just turn it like you're starting a car and just hold it. And it'll start for you. All right.
Whoa.
That's a lot of power.
So now the way that this works is all you gotta do is you gotta push this forward and back. Push that forward and then you start turning.
You're trusting me to do this?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he says. Whoa! I thought the iPad drove this. Say hi, Jordan.
Hello.
We're out combining for Northarvest Bean Growers Association. So I don't see a horn. I feel like that's a really important thing. Ah, there it is. That's a little different than mowing the grass when I was a kid. Does the insurance cover the influencer drove the combine and messed it up?
It's all about having a good insurance guy.
You know, I purposely put crooked lines in the grass when I was mowing when I was a kid so that my father would get annoyed with me and I wouldn't do it anymore. So I don't know if this is necessarily a good idea for me to be doing this, but...
like a big lawn mower.
Look guys, that's my bean harvest. I did that. How do you know you're in a combine in Minnesota? There's a cool-up container for samples inside the combine cab. All right, so harvest is done, Jordan. Do we have to go hose it off with the garden hose like my dad made me do with the lawnmower?
No, we luck out. We could use like an air compressor or even just whether it's a brush or whatever, just to get it kind of cleaned up and ready for soybeans now that we're done with edibles. And so, I mean, as far as that goes, transitioning the header and the combine itself, I mean, there really isn't a whole lot to it. I mean, it's set up for beans. So, I mean, we just look over, make sure we don't break any sickles or anything, or we got any wear and tear, and besides, grease it and check the fluids, and she's ready to roll again.
Okay. So when you put it to bed for the season, when harvest is all done, all of the crops are in, general maintenance, and...
I mean, we like to get it clean as possible, keeps the rodents out of anything, especially with this thing, the way well, you saw electronics inside and everything. You get a little mouse chewing on a wire, it could cause a big problem.
Absolutely.
Nope, so we just like to get as clean as possible. We blow off, we'll pull all the concaves out and get everything out, all the soybeans or the wheat that's been over the year that's in the combine in little nooks and crannies. We like to get all that clean. Give it a bath if we got time, and even sometimes we like to wax it just to make it look all nice and shiny so it can go sit in the shed until next year.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Well, thanks so much for letting me drive the combine.
No problem, you did a good job.
All right, thanks a lot.
You too, thank you.
Have a great harvest.
Thank you.